Welcome to the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversation, and you're welcome to it. If this is your first time here on the Marlene Saunders Show, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, and become a part of the Chatters family. I'd love to have you. So, today on the show, we're going to go in on a really good topic. This is an open panel, so I'm going to drop the link. You're welcome to come up and to say your piece. Of course, we're going to do things respectful over here. So, welcome to the show.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Hey, chat family. Today we have a really good topic on the show. And today's topic is why some Black women don't deal with Black men. I'd love to hear from you. I'm going to put the link here so you guys can come up if you have something that you want to say. And to everyone who is here, either in the chat live or in the replay, I'd love to hear your thoughts and your opinions as well. So I'm going to get right into it. First off, I got to start off this discussion by saying I am not a bitter Black woman. I just am a Black woman who is brave enough, who is bold enough to say what most won't. So I'm going to get right into it and say what I got to say. So all of these things that I'm saying is based on my personal experience. They're based on my experience. I can't say how somebody else feels. And when I say this coming from where I am right now in the moment of my life, because I feel like that's the only way that you can really operate honestly and all of that. So let me get right into it. Well, the first thing I'm going to say is that when you get hurt so many times, like a cycle, I'm not a person to like get hurt by one Black man, two Black men, three Black men, four Black men. But when it's 7, 10, sometimes 15 of the same type of foolishness that you have to deal with, of course, you can be operating from a level where you're pretty upset, you're pretty angry. And I dealt with those issues when I was in therapy, but I came to the conclusion for my own self that this just, Black men just weren't for me. And I'm not saying for every Black woman. There are some Black women where that's the only type of man that they want to deal with, and that's for them. But as for me, my personal reasons I don't, why I don't deal with Black men for this very reason. And I have more than 10 reasons, but I'm just going to give you my short list. And welcome to everybody who's in the chat. Hey, the Gio Monroe Show, Developing Mind, Realist, one here. Yeah. So let me just start with saying my first reason why I don't deal with Black men is poor communication skills. Based on my what I've been through, I definitely am a person that needs communication. So I will say I this and this. And then if I'm the only one talking, I don't feel like that's a relationship. I feel like that's a major problem um with some. I can't say all black men because I don't know all black men, but the majority of black men, I find that they really have a problem communicating what they want, what they need. And that's a major problem for me because if I'm always a person saying what I'm going through and how things are with me, and then it's blank, it's nothing on the other side, dead silence, that's a major problem. And it's a major problem for most Black women. It's very frustrating. As I get a drink, hold on a second. I need a sip. So, that poor communication skills is a major problem. It's a major problem. And I don't understand why it's so hard to communicate what you're doing, how you feel, and most women by nature, it's just a part of being a woman. We are naturally communicators. So if you're always saying, this is how I feel, this is what I'm going to do, and then you get back nothing, or you just get back the one word answers, that's what I can't deal with. That's where I feel infuriated, frustrated, and I'm ready to cut you off. Because if I'm telling you how I feel, what I'm going through, things that are going on with me, and then it's zero, nothing on your side, I'm done with you. I'm done because I don't do the one sided relationships. And I think the most of the time for most Black women, we feel that we should, we were taught, we were molded this way from our childhood of all the things that a Black woman should be. A Black woman should be um, supportive, encouraging, understanding, a good listener, a good cook. A Black woman should do this, a Black woman should do that. But they never say on the other side, but what does a Black woman need from her Black man? See, those conversations don't really happen. It's just one of those things that is like up in the air, and everybody is just one of those unspoken things, which I don't get down with that. So that communication problem, that's just a red flag, and I don't have time for it. And anybody who can't get down with the communication, if you can't say how you feel, if you can't voice how you feel, that's a major problem. And it's the reason why there is so much breakup of relationships in the Black community, because one person is saying something and the other person isn't, or two people are communicating, but they're not communicating the way each person needs to be communicated with. So that's a major red flag. And then, I find that even when you come at the Black man and you say, hey, can you work on this? Because this is important for me. Then you get all the smoke. They're upset and I'm not changing, and this is who I am. See, when a Black woman expresses how she feels, it's like you're aggressive. You're trying to be dominant. And that's not the case. That's not the case at all. What is wrong with a woman knowing what she wants, asking for what she wants, and then ready to receive it? Most of the time, it's it's not a good thing, but most Black women are just supposed to be seen as passive. Whatever you need, I got you, all of this. But it doesn't come back to the Black woman. And I, as a Black woman, for one, was tired of it. See, I feel like I'm the type of Black woman that I'm supportive. I'm understanding. I'm ride or die, right? But I'm not a person that is going to be used as a doormat. So that communication is a major problem because trust me, if you can't communicate with the person that you are in a relationship with, trust me, there is definitely going to be somebody who will communicate with you. See, you don't have it's like all of the lines are open. Once somebody thinks, oh, nobody else will find them attractive, the one thing that you're seeking to find, somebody will be there in a heartbeat and do what you don't want to do. And that's a message to my black men out there. Don't think, oh, if I do this, or she doesn't have a choice and this is who I am. Trust me, there's always going to be somebody to replace you. Welcome to the show, GL.
Hey, Marlene.
Hey,
I
girl.
like
Hey.
I like your topic. I think the first thing that I want to say is I do understand where you coming from, and I run into the same problem. Uh, Most men, black men, are told real early on in life they don't cry. Men don't cry.
Mhm.
Men don't talk about their feelings. Men don't do this and men don't do that. And that's what they teach their kids and their kids. And I think that's where a lot of the communication problems come from. Now, let me just say this. I love my black men, okay, but y'all are difficult at times, okay? Because I agree with Marlene when she said we are communicators. And now that I have went and got myself straightened out, I spent 5 years in therapy. And I love myself. So if I'm telling you, this is how I feel when you do this. I feel this. And you sitting there, black men, I'm talking to y'all, and you sitting there acting like, well, I'm sorry for you. What? Are you trying to get me some therapy? This is what I didn't run into. You're not a therapist. And I did not say that. I'm sharing with you what I've been through, what I need from you, and you giving me some crazy stuff like, oh, I don't need to go to therapy and I don't need to do that. I am the way I am. Of course, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. Okay, Marlene, that's what I came to say.
Okay. That's what you came to say. Well, I'm just saying that most women, black women, it's the reason for a lot of traumas for black women is because we are not getting the support that we desperately need from the black man.
That's what
You
I'm
know?
talking about. And that's why they marrying other cultures.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, that's the reason why I don't deal with black men. Me personally. And
Well,
that's why I go to other cultures because, of course, I'm going to go where I'm listened to, I'm supported, I'm encouraged, all of that. I get that from, I don't have to beg for it.
right,
I
that's
don't have to
true.
beg. I don't have to beg. If I say something, then I'm listened to. That's a major problem for me is as soon as I say something, oh, why are you coming at me like it is always like you say one thing and it turns into an argument or an attack.
Right. Well, it's not all black men are like that. Okay. It's just that the ones that we're meeting, something wrong with them. Okay. And they really need to go and look at within themselves because, and then sometimes when I run into people like that, I just say they just don't understand. They don't get it. They don't have enough love for themselves to even want to make a change. See, I wanted to make a change. If people don't want to make a change, they're not going to change. They're going to always be the same and wonder why they keep attracting the same this and the same that. Or the thing that I get most of the time is this: you think you too good. No, I don't think
Oh,
I'm
oh
too
yeah, Gio.
good.
I gotta cut you off right there. That's a major problem. Once you finally decide you're gonna do something with your life, you start. changing your life, dressing a different way, dressing with class, talking with class, wanting to travel, becoming educated. It's like, oh, so you think you're better than everybody
Yeah.
else? No, and that's not the case at all. I'm just trying to upgrade. I want to live a better life. I want to have better than my ancestors had, better than my parents had, my grandparents. For me, it's all about elevation. And I think sometimes that as Black people in general, we settle for too little. We think this is all I can get.
Hmm.
And
I know.
I'm not on that plane anymore. I used to be back in the day
Mhm.
thinking that this is all I could get. This is all
Right.
that was there for me. And you gotta elevate yourself into knowing that you deserve better. And that's what I
Mhm.
came to the conclusion, that I deserve better. And it just so happened that the ones that see that I'm better happen to be other races.
Right.
Hmm.
I don't blame you, Marlene. I don't. My preference, okay? My first preference, and I have to be real with myself, okay, is a black guy because, woo, they are so fine and so cute and all of this stuff. But finding one that fits me, you know what I'm saying? They get me, that love me, that want to support me, that will listen to me, that will be there when I don't feel good, that gives me that when I need it is hard to find. Because what I get all the time is you think you're too good. Oh, you want to go to Paris and you want to go to Hawaii and Jamaica? Who gonna take you to all of them places? Well, first of all, I can take myself, okay? But I'm just saying that I do understand where you're coming from. Like I say, my first preference is a black man. But every now and then I think about moving over to another culture. I do.
Well, that's honesty right there. See, and then the whole thing about it is, as a Black woman, you get the smoke and you get the heat because you say that. As a Black woman, I get the heat because I say that other cultures treat me better. Well, I'm not lying.
That's true.
I'm not lying. Like, don't
Listen,
don't get mad because I'm speaking the truth. If
way,
if
yeah,
I could find that embrace and love in the Black community, then I would still be there.
right. The first good job I ever had was at a bank. Okay. And sometimes I think about this. It was this guy, he was a white guy. Okay. And he just loved him some Geo. Okay. I mean, I was like, but my preference is, you know what I'm saying, black men. But when I
Mhm.
think back on that, I should have got with him. At least I would have been what I would have had what I needed because this man would listen to me. He would call me. We were the best of friends, but he really liked me. You understand what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And sometimes when I look back on that, I was like, damn, I should have got with him. But I did not have the mindset that I have today, and I had not been to therapy either. Because if I had went to therapy and he would have rolled up 6, 7, 8 years ago, oh, I would have kept him.
If he pulled up,
If he pulled up today, I'd keep him. Cause I'm serious.
oh, I already know that. So I'm gonna just speak from my own personal experience. Okay, another reason why, as a Black woman, I can't deal with some Black men is because the lying, the lying, the lying, or leaving out details on purpose. See, if you are in a relationship and all you're getting fed is nothing but lies, there's no truth, I can't trust you. And when you don't have trust, then it's done. It's
Yeah.
done. You can't have a good, healthy relationship with trust if I say, "Where are you?" And I ain't gonna lie, at the time, because I was being petty Marlene, I already knew I had the location on his phone. I knew where he was. I was like, "Hey, where are you at?" And it says that, he's at some restaurant. I don't have a problem. Be at the restaurant, do what you want, but don't lie to me.
Yeah.
Don't lie to me. Don't be like, "Oh, I'm still at work." I'm like, "Really?" And my location says you're at so and so restaurant. Oh, so now you're following me? You tracking me?
Well, I have
Well, I
to.
was.
You lied,
I was. I can't.
girl.
I can't. I can't lie. You got to be transparent and open and honest about things, because if you aren't, that's where I was in my life right now. After someone hurts you, lies to you, does all these things to you, your guard is up, and you got to say, "Hey, it's time to do something different." And I
Yeah.
had to do something different, which was I put a tracker on their phone.
But you know what, Marlene? Just all I've had some hurtful things in my past dealing with black men. I have, but I've learned a lot from that. And my number one preference is black men. I just have to wait on the right one. Okay. But if I happen to meet another culture, or and yes, I will go there. I have an open mind today. You know what I'm saying? It's not closed like it was when I first met this other guy. The white guy. Okay,
Hmm.
I had not. I didn't know how to love myself and stuff like that. But today, my preference is a black man.
Hmm.
But if that is not what God has for me, then I'm going with what God has for me. That's how I'm going to put it. Because all black men do know, all black men, some of them, they don't know how to communicate because of their environment. But there are some out there that we just have not met that do know how to give us what we want. It's just that we just have to be patient. That's how I think, you know. But if God has
No,
something,
no, ain't nobody over here being patient.
what
I'm
I'm
pulling.
saying, but
I'm
if
pulling up on
God
the
has
right
something,
one.
if God has something different for me, I'll take that too, because He ain't never wrong.
I'm just saying, I'm being completely honest. If, okay, you say all these qualities, this is what you want, this is what you need, and you got somebody in front of you, but they just happen to be another shade, you mean you're supposed to be like, "Oh no, that's not what I want."
No, you're supposed to have an open mind. I said that I have an open mind today. Okay? What my preference is what I might not need.
Hmm.
You see? So if it's another skin color that I need, I'm not gonna be stupid. I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna get with it. Okay? Is what
Well,
I'm saying.
that's what I said. That's what I said, Gio. Like, I don't have nothing against black men. I just choose at this particular moment to not deal with them because of my past. And it's like you throwing yourself into a fire. It's like every time you get burned, you get burned, you get burned, you get burned, you get burned. After a while, you're gonna be like, "Well, how often you gonna let yourself be burned?"
That's true too. So
And
you have
then
to do
you
something
go
different.
over and you experience another culture, and they're treating you like a princess, a real princess. You don't have to beg them. They're communicating with you all day. "Hey, how are you doing? How was your day? How is work? Is there something I can do for you?" See, all of those things, that's important. And
It is.
whether other black women realize it or not, we do need to get those check-ins.
Right. I
Yeah.
agree. Look, Marlene. I agree with everything that you're saying. I understand where you're coming from, different strokes for different people. One thing I am not going to allow in my life is to be treated any kind of way. That will not fly with Geo. You will find yourself hitting the door, okay? Because I don't play that anymore. I learned from my past. Okay, so there are certain things that when I meet somebody or somebody is trying to talk to me, I have interview questions.
Okay,
If they
let's
don't,
hear this, Gio. I'm gonna mute my
if
mic and
they
I'm gonna
don't
let you
want,
talk.
they don't want to answer if they give me the wrong answer, well, whatever, then they can't. I don't. I said, well, no, you're not my type. You know, I don't want to say what I ask people on here.
Oh, come on, spill the
No, I don't
tea.
want people to get the wrong. First thing I ask them, are you a believer? You know, do you believe in God? Do you believe that God died for us on the cross? Okay. If they hesitate, I got to go. You see, because I know in my life who was there for me when nobody else was. I know it was a miracle performed in my life. So when I want to talk about that with my mate, I don't want them to be saying, girl, you're always talking about that. Show me this. I can't have that in my life because I cannot survive like that. You know, I cannot survive like that. So that's the first question that I asked them. You know, I don't even really want to go into the second and the third because it's real kind of personal, Marlene. But you have to ask people questions to find out if they are a fit for you. Okay.
See, and I think, Gio, that most of the time as Black women, we just look and we say, "Oh, there's a Black man. That looks like something that I'm interested in," before getting to get to know people. And I think a lot of times we jump the gun. And I'm just gonna say it what it is because this is a real talk conversation. Most of the time we jump from hello to the bed before we find out what they got in their head.
That's what I'm talking about. See, these are the things that you go back that I learned sitting up in therapy. I had to get real honest with myself. You know, why I keep choosing the same men like my daddy. Okay, hoes and cheaters. Okay,
Mm,
is what I was
woo!
doing, and that's what my father was. Okay, so today I don't accept that in my life. Okay, you ain't got but one chance with Geo. That's it. You mess that up. If you mess it up too bad, you got to go. I don't accept cheaters and hoes up in my life. I just don't. Men whores, no. You know, why? Because it's too hurtful. And if you do it, you are even bigger hoe, they say. Okay.
Woo!
See, this is, and I'm just being real, and I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings, and I'm not saying all Black men are male whores or whatever, or they cheat on their wives and all of this here kind of stuff. I'm not saying that all Black men do that, but there are quite a few that do it.
Mhm.
And I am not the lady for you. Okay? And yes, I am somebody. I'm a precious child of God. I believe that today. And that's the kind of man I want in my life that believes that he is a precious child of God. And that he wants to be treated. If they always talk about treat me like a king, and then you don't even treat the woman like a queen.
Oh, come on. Come on, don't even get me started on that.
I
I hear
mean,
that all the time, Gio, that I'm a king. I'm a king. How do you treat the woman in your life? Do you treat her like a queen?
well, I'm not interested in nothing that's not going to treat me like I'm supposed to be treated. I'm a precious child of God, and that's who I want to be treated like. And I don't want to be talked down to, and I don't want to make feel be feel I don't want to be made to feel bad about myself because I want to upgrade, like you say, it's just, you have to really, in these days and times, you have to really love yourself. You have to focus on you and what it is you want. You know, you have to, and then let God do the rest. You're going to get a good man, because then you're not going to accept these people in your life that you know is going to hurt you. There are plenty red flags. You just have to be real with yourself. And
Yeah,
that's how
and
come I'm saying this, the stuff I'm saying today, because this is what I learned about Geo. And it was not easy, ladies. It was not easy for me to face the facts that even though I saw my father do my mother a certain kind of way, I said I was never going to choose men like that. But because of my environment and where I was rolled up as a kid and seeing this kind of stuff, that's what's all I knew to pick. But when I went to therapy and found out that I could not have to do that, that's how come I am the way I am today. I love Geo, and I don't want no man, black, white, red, yellow, purple, like my father. Because that was very hurtful, not only to my mother, but to the children too.
yeah,
So when my preference is a black man, I'm being very honest with you, Marlene, okay? But it's got to be one that is of God. And he can't be no hoe and cheater. That's just the way I see it.
that's
And he's got
that's
to
it.
love me for everything that who I am, because I'm going to love him for everything he is. We are not perfect, but we can work on ourselves together.
That's right. And Gio, that's the reason why this is my point number three, and why Black women don't deal with some Black men. It's they're never expressing their feelings unless it involves sex. And there are a lot like that. The only time they love you is when they want some.
Yeah.
And I don't have time
I've
for
been
that.
with men like that too. That's why they can't be up in my life.
And
Nothing wrong with sex now,
no, no,
but
Gio,
no,
ain't nobody said that.
yeah.
Nobody ain't said that. That's not uh, the only time they come around hugging on you, grabbing on you when they're trying to get busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and just say no and see what happens.
Realist said that's not always true.
That's not always true. Well, come on up here, realist.
Yeah. Come
Come
back, come
on up
on up
here and
here.
speak your pretty
Yeah.
people
Well,
back
I
in.
can say that's what I'm speaking from my perspective, my experience. That that's the only time. Oh yeah, I love you. I love you.
Realist said that's just your experience, Marlene, respectfully.
Yeah, and that's what I've been saying from the beginning. That's all I've been saying from the beginning. I'm not saying it's everybody. I said some. Even my title said that. Some.
But
So,
all black men probably gonna take offense.
yeah, well, then this isn't the chat for them. This is how often do you hear a black woman speaking her mind freely? You know, most
Well,
black
it's
women
like I
they don't
said,
even want to talk about it.
I already told y'all what I like. But
Mhm.
I can't have one like my father. And from the time that I got therapy and I got myself together, I've met quite a few nice black guys, but I don't even want to say but they were not for me. You understand what I'm saying, Marlene? We
Right.
they were just not for me. They're not the one for me. And some of the black guys that I have met, I wish them well because they do deserve better women that than they have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because you know the black men can say why they don't like to be with black women. You know,
Yeah,
it could
and
be.
I hear that all the time. I hear that very often, actually.
She said, I
I
always
didn't
hear black women
I
talk
didn't say
like this.
all black women. I said some.
Hey,
That's the,
Angela Critters.
hey, Angela.
He said, realist said, I just hate that perspective of y'all black men. I didn't say y'all. I said some. I said I love my black men. I said that's my first preference.
Oh,
But
he said not you. He says he hates it in general.
oh, in general, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on up here, realist. You ain't got to show your face and talk to us.
Oh, he said he can't. He's multitasking.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So let me get back to my next points. Okay. My next point is the compassion thing. See, I'm really big on compassion.
Mm-hmm.
I went through something which I'm not gonna name, a really hard and dark period in my life, and it wasn't good. And the lack of compassion, that's a thing that I find. It's like you're all good, when you're in the relationship, you're all good when you're doing things for them. But the moment that you need the same thing, the same kind of compassion and understanding and treatment, it's like, oh, you're being needy. Or don't you know I'm busy? Don't you know I'm at work? Don't you know I have this to do? You know my schedule. But when the shoe is on the other foot and they need you and they want something, I drop everything for them. I hear
Well,
what you have to say, Gio.
child, that's all I'm gonna say. Child.
Oh, you gonna say it's child?
Now you know you can't be with them kind of men.
Well, I
See,
know that already. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and see, I understand why you want to cross over on the other road. I understand that too. See, I understand what I need from whoever my man is going to be. If I can't get that, they cannot be my man. I did not understand that before I got myself together. But now, Marlena, you understand what you need. You can pick anybody you want that's going to give it to you.
Right.
That's how
And I
I
like what
feel.
and I like what Angela says, that compassion can't be taught. It isn't in some people.
No, it's not.
Yeah. I'm not saying all black men, but I'm saying the majority, a good bit, that it's about them.
Hmm.
It's about them. Like you can bend over backwards. You can do 101 things for them. 99 things for them. But the moment you can't do one, you're called every name in the book, every bad name, every dirty name, and you're this and you're that. But what about the other 99 times when I was there rocking with you and supporting you and being loyal and everything? That's the thing that I don't like.
That's just
I
it.
don't like that. And
Child,
for me, I feel like it's a
wouldn't wanna-
major downfall
well,
with
guess
black
what,
men.
Marlene? I wouldn't want to be with nobody like that either. I don't care what
Mm-mm.
color they are,
Mm-mm.
you know. But I understand that you was rocking with black men. That's what you was rocking with. And then, this hurt hasn't just come from one black guy. It's come from a lot of black guys. So I can understand why you are talking about this, why some black women don't deal with black men.
Yeah. And Angela says that she sees that in so many self-centered, selfish women. Yeah, it goes both ways. It
Both
goes
ways.
both ways. I'm not just saying just men do this. There are a lot of women, black women, Caucasian women, Latina women, all kinds of women that do the same things. but I'm just speaking from my perspective as a black woman and what I've seen in black men, that like you have to beg them to get the same treatment that you give them, just for nothing, for nothing. I just give, and you give. I feel like you give until you're completely empty and you are on zero. And then the moment when you're at zero and you're ready to walk away, now they're ready to make changes.
Child, please. I don't want them then, child. That's just too much. That's just too much crying I probably done. But see,
Mhm.
another thing that I'm like this, I have worked on myself. I don't, I already know what I want in a man. I don't care. My preference, I'll say it again, is a black
Yeah, we
man.
all know your president, what you
Okay.
have said.
But if God or I put somebody, another color up in my life, that's who I'm going with. That's going to treat me like I'm supposed to be treated, that's who I'm going with. And that's it. That's just the bottom line, because everybody has the right to choose
Oh
what
boy.
is good for them. Okay? Everybody has
Yeah.
the right to love who they supposed to love. Sometimes we just love the wrong ones, you know? And like
Yep.
she said, we're not talking about all black men. We're talking about the ones that they know who we talking about. The
Yep.
shoe fit, wear
If
it.
the shoe fits, wear it. That's the most of the time, that's the biggest problem most of the time, is that one, when you say something like Francis said, saying this, I don't think one should generalize. Well, I am speaking from my perspective because all I can be is myself. All I can be is real and share my experiences, things that I've been through. But most of the time, I will say, most women, after they go through situations, they cover it up, and they, oh no, they always want to pretend like they've had great relationships and everything. But I'm honest, I've had bad relationships.
Well, yeah, he said, Francis said, black women just tick all my boxes in attraction. Yeah. Well, we understand that, Francis H. But we talking about why some black women don't deal with black men.
Hmm.
That's what we talking about.
Yeah, and I just have to be honest with you. That's like, once you see a red flag go up, you see another red flag, another red flag, another red flag. How much is too much? Let me pose that to the audience, and also Geo yourself too. How much is too much? Like, how much do you take before you throw in the towel? Because I feel like after the compassion thing, like, okay, you're already a poor communicator. You lie a lot. You don't express your feelings, and you're not compassionate towards my feelings. I feel like I was already done before I get to a big thing for me is lack of support. Like, how can you be with somebody and never support? I find for myself personally, you put all of your energy into doing everything for them. I need this. Honey, can you do this? Honey, can you do, you're pouring everything into them, and you never think about yourself. And they don't think about you either. That
Yeah,
hurts. That
it
hurts
does.
so much. And it's triggered. I'm triggered at this very moment, saying that, because I'm just speaking honestly, that once somebody does not give you support that you need, of course, you're going to go and look for support where people give it to you.
That's
Just
true.
being honest.
Well, this is what realist said. Realist is saying, I used to be turned completely off by black women, but in time, I realized not all are the same. No, they're not realists, and not all black men are the same. We
Right.
know that. We're just
Mhm.
Marlene is just speaking from her experience, and I am speaking from my experience. And we keep saying that We're not talking about all black men, just the ones that if the shoe fit, wear it.
Right. And when I got to that part, I feel like that was like the final straw that like broke the camel's back. Like, you're not going to support anything I need. You know how like you're in a relationship and that, hey, I need this. Hey, honey, can you do that? Hey, honey, can you? It's always a honey do list. And his list is always way longer than yours. They never would say, what can I do for you? What do you need? How can I support you? What can I do for you? It's always about them. And I think when you get to a point in your life when you realize I've dealt with too much of this, and I feel like now is my time for me to fill up my cup, and I need somebody who's gonna fill up my cup. Like, I'm already a whole woman, and I need somebody who's a whole man and ready to express himself and give support and be compassionate and be honest. I don't think that that's too much to ask.
Well, Marlene, I'm going to just say this. I am so sorry that you went through all of that. I went through it too. And I look back on it and I'm like, okay, I forgive all of them and myself. But now we are who we are today, and we know the red flag. So whether you choose to be with a black man or not, or choose to be with whomever you want to be, I'm with you, sister. I support you.
I know you rock with me, but I'm just saying, I'm just being honest that I feel like after, it's just like little things, and then it seems to be the smallest little thing that breaks the camel's back, like something really stupid. It doesn't even make any sense. So you put up with all of these big, big things, and then it gets down to the smallest little detail, and it's like they won't do this one last thing, and it's like, done. I'm done. I'm done. And I mean that.
Well,
Like,
Steps to Leaps put up something you might want to read, Marlene.
okay. We have to self reflect deeply. What are we putting out that attracts the same type? You might think you have different thinking, but still the same comes and we allow it. What do you think happened? Hmm. I don't know. That's the reason. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to have this conversation, because I I feel like I've healed from that pain. Like, there was a time, I'm being completely honest, 100%, where I hated, and I mean hate. I had a deep hatred. Like, I would just see a black man and like my blood would boil. I'd be like, I can't stand them. That's where I was, where I hated black men. I mean, hated. But now I'm to the point where, after getting therapy and everything, now I can see that, they were scarred, you know, jaded, you know, they've been through things in their life too. So I understand that part. But for me, I'm coming from the perspective where I'm not going to grow up a grown man.
I heard that. Me neither. Okay, listen here. Here go another question, Marlene.
Okay.
Let me ask y'all something. Do y'all feel offended when black men say they just want white women? No,
No,
I
I'm
don't.
not.
Because I know some black men. They need to get away from who they with because they not treating them right, and they are really nice guys. And so they be like saying the same thing we're saying. I don't want to deal with no black woman. I'm gonna get me a white woman. And I said, go ahead on, because see, you don't know what hurt people have been through. This is why I say I state my preference all the time. Okay, but if it's something else that I need to be with, that's what I'm gonna be with. I don't be with nobody because of color or all of this other kind of stuff. I be with them because I love them. I
Mm-hmm.
want to start something with them. Okay, so If it just happens to be another man of color, then that's and they treat me and we in love and all that, I'm good. If you want to be with a white girl, fine. That's how we gonna see. That's what I'm seeing today, and it looks like it's all gonna be heading that way. If we all don't work on ourselves and become better people and treat each other with love.
Yeah. For me, the most important thing is that, respect. Respect is the most important thing in a relationship. And when that respect is gone, when trust is gone, when there's no compassion, like it's that's not a relationship. That's one
And
sided.
the realist is saying because he used to hear black women complain about black men choosing white women over them. Child, they didn't have the ones I had. They can have them. Oh, you think I care? No, I don't care, the realist. I really don't.
Well, I'm from the perspective people should just be happy. Whatever it is that you choose, be happy with who you choose. But my whole thing is respect. It's about
Okay,
respect, and I'm gonna
right.
go where I get respect.
Angela said, without respect and truth, there is no relationship.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's true.
that's true.
And mm,
Mm.
and and it's a lot of Pinocchios.
Okay, this here guy is saying, can a black man hit the panel? Who is D Truth TV?
Yeah, he's a content creator. That's why I put the link in the chat.
Okay, let's see.
Hello, welcome.
Respect to the beautiful queens up here on this panel. Respect to
Thank you.
everybody that's in the chat. See, I look like this right here from a black man's perspective, right? We all are one part of human race. There ain't no black, white, green, purple, whatever. Everybody, no matter who you get with, got to get with that person that gonna treat you like you want to be treated. But you can't go hop out of one relationship into another relationship expecting it to be different. Because you gotta take time to yourself, reflect on yourself, see what's wrong with yourself, and if you find out what your problem is, I'm talking about the men and women, till you find out what your flaws is and work on your flaws, you cannot be happy in
That's
a
true.
relationship.
I agree with that. That's what I think what Marlene is trying to say today. She knows exactly what she wants, right, Marlene?
That's what I've been saying from the beginning. Uh, Maybe 5 years ago, I wouldn't have said that. 5 years ago, I was a jaded, angry. When I say angry black woman, I mean I was angry. I would just see a black man walk down the street. I look at him, I cuss him out. I don't even know you.
But I feel, but I feel where my lead coming from. See, I dated white women, I dated black women. You know what I'm saying? But I found that no matter who you date, if they treat you like you want to be treated, I've been treated bad by black women. You know what I'm saying? I've been treated bad. I've been used, emotional, physical, you name it. And I look at it, and I look at them like, okay, they did that way. That don't mean all black women are that way. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you got some women on here downgraded black men because what they've been through with black men. They put all black men in one category. You can't put everybody in one category because everybody is different. They got different mindset. Because you probably have an older man because he's say 35 and older, and you got this younger man under 35. The older man might act like he's 18, at childish, but the one under 35 could act like he over 35. You see what I'm saying? Just like to say with women. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I'm not, let's see, with me, I don't put everybody in the same category. I judge you by like like Martin Luther King said. I judge you by your character, what I see. You see what I'm saying? I judge you by your action, not by your words. Cause we can fix our mouth say any damn thing. Excuse my French.
That is true, the truth. And I agree with you. That's why I say I'm just speaking for myself, you know, and some parts for Marlene too. Like, like I went to therapy. I sit there. I learned how to love myself. I know who I am and what I want and all of this here stuff. Now, I'm not just gonna get with nobody just cause of the color of their skin. I have to really love you. If
And,
I'm gonna be with you, I don't care what color your skin is. If Geo gonna be with you, trust me, it's from
and
the heart. It is not gonna be because of no color.
yeah,
Because you can't love somebody because the color of their skin. It's a heart to heart thing. I,
yeah,
that's how I think.
yeah,
That's the reason why I said I expanded my horizons, because if what you're seeing and you're not seeing anybody on your level, and someone approaches you and they on your level, what you think they're gonna do? I don't fault
yeah,
anybody for doing that, but I'm just saying, to be completely honest, that a lot of black women don't like to say what I'm saying, but it is the truth that you can't, the moment you say or ask for certain things, now you're aggressive, now you're this, and now you're that. Why can't we be able to express ourselves without being labeled as aggressive?
see, that's the problem I had with society today. With 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 some of the people say, okay, black women can't express themselves, black women can't do this, black women can't do that. Every time a black woman express themselves, they're an angry black woman. No, it ain't no angry, ain't no such thing as angry black woman. There's a such thing as people get angry. Everybody get angry. I don't care what color what your skin tone is.
I agree.
But the that thing what some people fail to realize, you can expand your horizon, so expand it. But the most important thing you got to do, you got to love yourself. Not if you love yourself, you're not gonna accept any old thing. And 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 what we got to realize, something else we got to realize. Sometimes when you meet people and you think they on your level, that's just a persona. They just acting, show you what you want to see. So you got to be careful of that too.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I always say that eventually my term, the mask falls off. You can only keep up a persona for a certain period of time. Then the mask will fall off and people will really show you who they are. And I think by the time I got to that point, I had invested so much on my heart that it's hard to back away once you really are in love with somebody.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. And the thing, what I have learned in life, I'm 50 years old. What I have learned in life, I start to read people. I start to look at the body language, their facial expression, see do it compared to the words that coming out their mouth.
What? No.
Because the words coming out their mouth, if it don't match their body language, you can tell right then. And then then the first time you see a red flag, hey, it's time to go.
Right.
And
See, and I think I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. The first thing that, like, when you start seeing red flags, I think people in general, they see a red flag and then they're like, well, maybe it's just me. I know that's what I can say. That's what I personally was doing every time something, well, maybe they're having a bad day, and you make excuses until it becomes you're in so deep that you're about to drown.
Hmm.
yeah,
My,
makes sense.
ther-
Yeah.
my therapist taught me if you see a red flag, do not ignore it. The best thing to do is run like hell.
Yep, you're right. You're right. And on my channel, I speak about this stuff. I spoke about this yesterday two lives. I did two lives on it. One is that when when some females say, "Oh, he'll show me attention and don't show me affection, and he ignore me, he don't listen to me." But soon as a man start doing that to a woman, there's
Mhm.
some women like, "Oh, he too weak, he too this, he too that," downgrade them. But that what you wanted.
But that's not all women, though,
And
D.
I was saying,
I
I
would
know,
love that myself.
yeah, yeah. But the way I said, some women does do that, but then again, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. With some women, some men, they don't show that affection. They don't show that they care. They don't show that they really love that person. Normally, they show that they care, they love that person because they had that kind showed to them,
Yeah,
either
that's
from
true.
either from childhood. Think about some of these people that grow up from childhood that had that attention, affection, and know what a loving family is. Know what a loving mother, father is. Look how
Yeah,
distraught they are in their relationship.
a lot of people don't know what love is in general, period. They don't even know what that is because they've never seen it, and it's hard to define it. If you've never had it, you know it's something that you're actively seeking, but how do you get it when you don't see a definition of it around you?
Yeah, you're right. It's three things I find there's a thin line between love, lust, and hate. There's a
Hmm.
thin line between them three.
Amen. I agree. I agree. I agree.
Cause some people think lust is love. Nah, it's just what you want to conquer.
Yeah.
And, and you get in that relationship, it gets in too deep. Men go through this too. Women, don't think men don't go through this. They see red flags of women. Of course, men ain't gonna talk about this like I do. Cause you know what gets in the way of men talking about this like I do, reporting abuse and stuff like that. That pride. We let our pride get in our way.
Well, y'all, they need to stop letting pride get in their way. That's how come the women. Some it's like all I want is everybody. All they want is to be loved. Now there
Yep.
are certain people that don't know how to give love because nothing was given to them. You
Bingo.
know, and then they want to get in a relationship with someone like myself that knows how to love themselves because I practice that and I cried a river to love myself so that I can be able to be a friend to myself, a friend to you, and love you with all of my heart. Then I meet this guy that don't have a clue
Yep.
on
Uh,
how to do this. I got to go.
yeah. And I told my chat and people who watch my video. I said sometimes you got to learn how to be by yourself.
That's what I'm talking about. Like that song said, I can give myself flowers and write my name in the sand. Whatever that girl's name is, Molly Cyrus. I
Yeah.
really
Hmm.
like that song because just because you're by yourself and you're just not going to accept anything in your life that's going to harm you and all of this, that don't mean nothing is wrong with you.
Mm. Ain't
That
nothing
means
wrong with
you
you.
love yourself enough.
But people want to put you into a category of like, oh, you single? Like, what's wrong with you?
Yep.
Nothing. That
Nothing wrong
means
with
that
me.
I'm not. I'm gonna tell y'all something about the girl Geo. I don't. I'm happy. You know, I wasn't happy, the truth, until I went and got myself together. Until I said I surrender to God, to Jesus Christ. Until I figured out, God, I can't do this without you. I
Yep.
I learned to live with me, and be in my apartment by myself. I find things to entertain me. I'm not a lonely, old, decrepit woman. Okay, I'm actually happy. And sometimes I feel like this, Marlene. Do I really want a man? Woo! I'm
Oh, listen.
starting up a little bit now. You know, to come up. Wait a minute. let me just be real honest, to come up in here and ruin my good thing I worked so hard for. Sometimes I be scared
There you go.
to meet anybody because I don't want to have to go through and teach them nothing. I want them to already be like me. You know what I'm trying to say? So
Yeah.
sometimes I just when guys approach me, I just kind of like, oh yeah, well,
Yeah,
you know, I don't even try to get to know them because I'm just good, you know.
mhm.
But then other parts of me, to be honest, ladies, do want somebody, in my life, you know. And so I have to come to the realization that I gotta take that risk if I want somebody. But child, like I said, the first question I asked them, if you a believer, if they hesitate, I can't have it.
No
There you go.
hesitations. You can't hesitate.
You sure can't. That goes for men and women too. This what I told my chat and people who saw my lives yesterday. I said, one, you know how some women you go on a date with them, first date, it's like you at a job interview, right?
Oh
Right?
yeah.
Right? And you know what I told the men? I said, okay, she gonna interview you. Why don't you interview her?
Yeah,
You
ask
see,
me some questions. I'll be happy to tell you because I'm not gonna hesitate.
see, it goes both ways. And when I see some couple, I'm like, okay, they look like they happy, but we don't know what's going on in their home. But if you streaming and yelling and talking to each other, this is what I said yesterday: respect, love, communication. You gotta know your self worth in a relationship.
Yeah,
Respect
that's what I'm
and
talking about.
communication is the two key opponents to a relationship. If say me and Marlene we was in a relationship and she wanted to talk, okay, baby, uh, okay, what you want, what you got on your mind? But people, what things people fail to realize, man or woman, what they fail to realize is you can listen, but do you hear? You can hear her or him, or you're listening.
Right. And another thing, D True, you don't have to have all the answers.
Mm-mm. You just got to
You
be
can
there for
just
moral support.
listen to a person, and the thing I would say if I didn't know what to say is just give them a hug and say, I'm here for you.
Yes,
That
see
exactly.
that moral support is a big thing,
Right.
and I feel like that's one of the biggest things
And
that
see,
black men in general, not all, some fail at miserably, is they don't know how to be supportive when their black woman needs them.
and like I say, you don't have to have all the answers. Sometimes we just want to just talk, just get it out. We ain't asking you to fix nothing. We're just asking you to be there for us. That means give me a hug and say, I'm here for you, and keep on listening.
Do you know, Marlene? I'm just going to say this right here. I'm not going to just say some black men. I'm going to say some men in general, don't know how to do that.
Yeah, all colors. That's what I say.
Cause that pride gets in their damn way. And
They
let pride
pride. Yeah.
Mhm.
and I'm gonna let the women know this is that if a man is trying his best to keep you happy, to make you happy, and do things to make things better for y'all, let him. Let him. Just be supportive of him.
See, but the biggest issue and problem that I have, D Truth, is when all the woman, I can say, me as a black woman, if all I'm doing is supporting you, but when it comes to the other side, I'm getting zero support. I can't rock with that. It can't be
Yeah,
one sided.
yeah. But I'm gonna finish what I was to say right there. You just took the word out of my mouth. But at the same token, men, your women need support too. It don't have to be financial. It just got to be, let them know you got their back no matter what. If they go into school, if they job, they got a got a promotion in their job that allows that they got to stay at work later hours to get the job done. Come home, okay, you've been working. Go ahead and cook a dinner. Go ahead and clean up. Have her stuff out. Have it ready. Have everything that you think that you would want your woman to do for you when you get home. Have a call us at, hey babe, what time you get here? Okay, I got you. Have a bath water ran with bubble baths in there. Tell her, baby, everything's gonna be okay. Come over here and relax. Anything you want to talk about. If not, let her sit there and relax. Say, baby, oh, your food warm. I got it warmed up for you. It's ready on to sit on the table. And then after that, if she feels some kind of tense, baby, let me give you a little massage so you tense up a little bit. Let's sit here and watch a movie together. Take your mind off of work. Man, that's what we got to start doing. I ain't just talking about black men. I'm talking about all men.
Right.
See, we do not support our women like they support us.
And I say that all the time, Dietrich, that it's not throwing any shade to men in general, but I think a lot of times women, we are doing so much and we are running things so smoothly that you got to understand, as the man, if you're there, don't let us do everything. Like, if you see something to be done, that's one of the things that irritates me, is you see the trash is full. You see this needs to be done. Why do you have to wait for me to ask you to do it? I can speak as a woman. When I see that I come home and things are done, for me, that's a turn on. Because you thought about me and now I don't have to do it.
That's exactly why I said what I said. See, with me personally, myself, them the things I would do. I don't care how tired I am, and don't care how stressful my job is. Guess what? I'm not bringing it home. If I see my woman pulling up, guess what? And she got some bag of groceries or got her briefcase or whatever. Oh, let me get that for you. Let me get the door for you. Come on, baby. It's time for you to relax. See, we had got away from, as a society, we don't got too comfortable.
We got away from knowing how to love each other for real.
Yeah, that part right there. And you got these so-called independent women out here saying a man cannot do this for me, man cannot do that for me, but yet when they do get a man, he try to do what he's supposed to be doing, they don't let him. You see what I'm saying? And men, and y'all just say, oh, forget it, she don't want me to do this and she don't want me to do that, but guess what? Keep doing it, because eventually she gonna see the light. We got to treat our black men. We got to treat our black women with respect. They already are in a difficult position. Other people treat them wrong, downgrade them, and everything else. But guess what? She getting it from the other end too, from some black men. That's not right.
That's why I said sometimes I don't know what I want. Because I don't know if I want to go through the house.
And then you got some men that get with a woman. They act like, oh, that's their mother. I'm like, oh, you treat me like you're your child. Guess what? You acting like a damn child. Go up and be a man. Then if you continue to let that happen, he gonna continue to do that. Hey, he gotta go. Where he go? You kick him. Oh, he ain't got nowhere to go. Whose problem is that? It's not
Yeah,
the
well,
woman's problem.
I always say all the time, my line is, it's not my job to raise a grown man.
There you go. Cause you over 21, over 25 to me, you're a grown man. Grown man know how to handle his business. Grown man know how to treat a woman, no matter what skin color she is. He know how to take care of his child. He know how to take care of his family. He know how to protect his family. A
Amen.
woman should have a woman shouldn't have to go try to protect her family by herself, and you sit in the background. You supposed to be the protector.
Come on now,
Well,
speak it.
yes. And I wanted to read what Aunt Tracy said. She said, "Right, I've been needing my car and my yard done, and you playing games. And now that I hired help, oh, I was gonna take care of that, but you've been knowing this for months." That's a pet peeve of mine too, Tracy. They always say, "Oh, I was gonna do it," and when you hire somebody, they get all mad. Like,
Mm, mm,
really?
mm, mm.
But they
One,
didn't do it.
one.
They
Well,
won't do it. And if
my
you
opinion.
try to get help to do it, now you're overstepping.
See, if he been doing that for months. One, as a man, how can you let your yard get fucked up? As a man, how you gonna let your woman drive a car that's not working? If you can't fix it, take it to somebody who can fix it. Or call somebody who can fix it. A woman loves that. Am I right?
Yeah,
See,
you're right.
I'm, if my yard gets overgrown, I'm gonna tell you, we got people called cut it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what we're trying to say. We can't take when a man can't anticipate your need. If you
yeah,
know what I like, you know what I don't like, and you wait. It's like, and then when you get to your boiling point, which I don't agree with, it, it's not good. That I know that sometimes as Black women we do that. You get upset and then you lash out, but it's because it's been I you keep it's only so many times I'm going to ask you, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you? And it's like it drags on. So you said enough. Let me hire somebody, and then now you're overstepping.
Yeah.
yeah. If somebody, if a woman asks a man to do something this week, and it's a month later, they're still not done. That's not overstepping. You a woman is gonna take initiative because you didn't take an initiative. Especially if it's been over a month. If it's been over 2 weeks, still the same thing. You can't. The man cannot get mad. Why he gonna get mad? Because you would have did something that he should have done in the first beginning. See, if let's take consideration the yard needed more. If the man don't feel like doing, okay, call a company, have them come out. Let's say every 2 weeks to cut the grass. That is taking initiative. That way you won't. That way the man won't have to do it. He already took initiative. That way you said, babe, oh, I got these people coming out every 2 weeks to come cut the yard. You see what I'm saying? If you see a dish in the sink, if man sees a dish in the sink and expect somebody else to get it, no, go take initiative, wash it yourself. See, we as men, some of us don't think.
Well,
So
let me just say this. Give y'all some free game. If you do things for your woman and she's not tired, it's more likely that you're going to be fun at the end. You're going to have fun at the end of the night.
you are right about that. Cause I learned I'm gonna tell you a story, right? I was with this black woman and she had kids and I was with her. She had boys. I was trying to teach the boys how to treat a woman, how a woman should be treated. But she wasn't appreciative of it. But I hung around. Then she said one thing that really pissed me off. You don't make enough. You don't make enough. I like, okay. I packed my shit and I left.
You don't wait. You don't make enough money.
Yeah. But
Oh,
yet I was doing other things that
No,
men
but
should be
no,
doing.
I'm
Uh,
sorry
uh,
to cut you off. What was it that caused her to go there? She was just being disrespectful, or y'all had an argument? What was it?
Been disrespectful. And then I left, right? I came back to where I originally came from. And lo and behold, guess who called? Asking for help. Hey, you know what I told her, right? Oh, oh, remember when you said I don't make enough for you? Oh, I ain't got enough money for you. I can't do nothing for you.
Hmm.
Mhm. See, I'll tell y'all a little story time. So, in a relationship with this guy for maybe 7 months, like
hmm
relationship is getting pretty serious. And it got to the point where, his mother was sick. He didn't ask me to do it because, if we're together, for me, how I look at it, if I'm with you, your family is my family, okay?
Yep.
So he couldn't leave and go and see about his mother because he was sick. So I left. I go to another state, go take care of his mother, do some things. When I come back, it was, I mean, a blowout argument. I could not believe this. Who told you to pick up and go see my mother and start calling me all these cuss vanity words
Mm.
when
Child.
I was
Mm-mm.
like, I took time off my job. Go see about your mother. For me, I felt like I was being, a good person, a good human being, because supposedly we're in a relationship, right? I feel like
Mhm.
that's what you're supposed to do. If you can't do it, then I got you.
He was just ignorant.
I was like that. I never seen nobody. He came out of a bag on me as soon as who told you to be, and just started going in on me. I was like, you crazy for real.
Ignorant.
You are crazy for real.
That
Like,
he has no respect for women. And if he didn't get off of his job and go see about his mama, what do you think he gonna do for you?
well, after
Bingo.
that, I was done. But the crazy part is I'm still in contact with his family, but every time he's always asking about me.
Child, he can act on it. He
I
be
know
on
he can ask all he wants to. I'm just saying that
yeah.
people realize how much they mess up after you're gone.
Yep. And
Yeah.
the thing is, and another thing, you did that. That shows his family how he really cared about his mama.
Yeah. So men, sometimes men have, not all men, I ain't saying all men, have mommy issues. And sometimes they don't like their mothers. So when they get with women, they treat them like they treat their mother. They don't like them and they disrespectful to their mother. I feel like they're going to be disrespectful to me.
Okay, okay, y'all. This is another issue that I have. Men who are mama's boys. Mm, Lord, Lord, Lord. Mm-mm-mm. Not the mama's boys. I can't do them mama's boys. And it's nothing wrong with loving your mama and being there for your mama, but you can't be with your mama all day long. And you can't, before you make any decision, you can't say, "Hey mama, what do you think I should do?" That makes me lose respect for you as a woman.
Yep. And I gotta say this too, Marlene. Then you got then you got the outside of the corn. You got them daddy's girls too. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you got them daddy girls want to compare their husband, their boyfriend, whoever they with, to their daddy.
Not me, huh?
How the hell can you do that? How the world can you do that? And them mama boys, boy.
He
Mm.
said, boy.
Mm. And this coming from a black man now. What I'm saying, these mama boys, if
Mm.
you got to go to your mama to help you make a decision what going on in your household,
Oh, man.
you need to be single.
Thank you.
You need to be single.
And then they
Go
do what
back to
it,
your mama. That's what I said. Go back
and
to your
then
mama.
and look, and then they do what they mama said, and then they do it, don't even discuss it with you. And then you find out like what my mama said. I didn't have that too. That's why I'm happy over here by myself.
Listen,
I
listen,
mean,
and
I
listen, listen. Word.
girl,
I'm a mama's boy. What you speaking of is a breastfeeding man. Uh,
The word, respect the word.
Marlene,
I don't. I that one that flabbergasted me.
a
I don't even
breastfeeding
know what to
man.
say to that one. But my whole issue is I have no problem. Be close. That's your mama. I expect if your mama needs you for something, especially important things, medical things, of course, all of that I understand, but you cannot spend 24 hours with your mama. Or
Mm-mm.
every time you have to make a decision, oh, I wonder what my mama thinks we should do. No, when you're in a relationship, it's supposed to be what the two of you come together and make decisions to do,
Thank you.
not what in addition to your mama. No. And I
And
feel
then,
like that's the reason for the breakdown of many relationships. People let family members get involved in their marriage.
Right.
and another thing, not just family members, not just family member now.
He said that.
Friends.
Yep, there you go. You
Friends
know,
too.
you know how some men and women, oh, go talk about that relationship with the other guys and other women, not knowing, but knows to them. You telling them what they're going on in the relationship, but not by not knowing that your friend might be going behind your back.
Mm. See, I can't deal with that. One thing I always say in a relationship, what goes on between us goes on between us.
Stay between them four walls.
Hmm.
Right.
And there's certain things that, my mom always would. I remember one time I did it when I was with this guy. My mom said, "Listen," I said, "I'm gonna tell you something, honey. Tapa, I'm your mom and I love you, but you better go and discuss that with your man."
That's what they're supposed to
My mom
say.
checked me real quick.
I want to hear what's going on in your relationship. I got too much going on in my life right now.
Yeah, my mom said I love you, but she said that's between you two, and I respect my mama for that because I needed to be checked. But also, I think it's important that every time you are in an argument with who you're in a relationship with, you shouldn't tell other people because it makes them lose respect for the person that you're with.
Yep. Yep.
Every time they see him, I remember I did something and I told my brother, and one day he came in and my brothers was like, hmm. And they're like, what's wrong? Why are your brothers acting like that? I couldn't tell him. That's what I said.
Mm. Cause once you say that around families and friends, especially if you tell the negative part of it, cause it seems like when people in a relationship, men and women, they go tell the negative part of their relationship or what they're going through with a significant other. But yet they don't tell the positive part what the significant other they have been doing. So the friends and family had a negative image of them. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can't go tell family members everything. Why you think when some women is being abused, some men are being abused, they cannot go tell their family members. They keep it bottled up. Then all of a sudden it's too late.
Mhm. And then next thing they did.
There you go. And there's some things you have to, some things you can tell your family member, your friends, especially if he or she is getting abused verbally, physically, especially physically. Because if you go to your family and friends and you act in a certain way and then they used to acting another way, they're gonna tell you, they're gonna start asking questions. They're gonna
Oh
start
yeah,
asking,
my family already knows. They be like, "Why you acting like that? Why you being weird?
yeah,
Like, is everything okay?" And I'm definitely a person that when I'm going through something, I don't say anything because I don't think it's other people's business. Like I'll handle it.
Yeah, but sometimes when you say when we say, I'm saying as a human being, when we say we are handling it, sometimes that we handle it is too much for us to handle, and then all of a sudden it gets out of hand. Then you, but it's like this: if a man or a woman love their spouse or the stuff other, that would not happen. They would not put hands on. They wouldn't call your name. They would do all the negative stuff. All they would do is love you. Cause when the person does that to another person, they don't love themselves.
Well, that's the toxic side.
Yep.
And people don't want to really talk about the toxic side of everything. But
Hmm.
there's a lot of toxicity on both sides. From
Oh
men,
yeah.
there's toxicity from women. But the whole thing is to see it. And when you
Yeah.
see it's toxic, don't wait. You got to get out and get out quick.
Yeah. And that's when us as humans, we ignore red flags. You see one red flag, okay. Oh, this is this is an excuse I hear all the time that I know y'all probably heard all the time too from men and women. Oh, he or she didn't mean it. We all good. Let them cool off. We'll be all right. They just exploded in public around your family members and your friends. Make excuses for them. And we gotta stop making excuses for people that is sorry and no good for us. That's the problem. We make excuses.
Hmm. That's
Cause some of us as humans, we are afraid to be alone. We always want somebody there.
hmm. They know happiness like I know it. They'll think twice.
Yeah,
You
but when
know.
you get messed up sometimes, it's important to take a break from relationships sometimes and just get
Yeah.
your head together
Right.
and realize, that you're okay right now, because sometimes unfortunately we define ourselves by who we're with, and
Yep.
that's not good. You're your own person all by yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I say this. Some people don't like when I say this though, is that if you're not married, you're a man, why you gonna move in with a woman? And you're a woman, you're not married, why you gonna move in with the man? Just to play house. Something go wrong, then what you gonna do? There's some states you can't kick them out. You gotta get eviction. You gotta go to court, get them evicted out of the house because they got either mail or clothes there. Why you want to? Then why you going? Why would you want to move in somewhere with a man or a woman to play husband, play wife at girlfriend and boyfriend prices? Are you going to? Yeah, you probably get to know each other better that way, but at the same time, you can get to know each other better if you're apart. Cause you see how they move when you're not around. Think about it. Think about it. When y'all were kids. Well, when we was kids, right? We didn't do that when our parents were around, did we?
No, I always waited until my mama or my daddy left.
That, that's what I'm saying. It always dirt is always done when you're not around. If they living with you, you know they coming and going. You know what time they're supposed to be home. Whatever, whatever. You know what's going on with them. You think they're gonna do something? Try to do something while they living with you? No. You might know their living habit, okay, but they ain't gonna do nothing while they with you. But when you're apart, that's when you really get to know somebody. That's why I don't like when people say, "Oh, I'm moving in with her. I'm moving in with him." I don't like that. What the old elder folks used to call, the old people used to call shacking up.
Yeah. I was taught not to shack up.
Well,
Don't
my
give a
mama
milk.
always said,
Don't
"Don't
give a
give,
milk away
don't
for
give away the
free.
milk." Yeah, so they ain't gonna buy no cat. They ain't gonna buy that cow.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, D Truth,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the stuff that you're saying, from the old school. I'm from the old school, okay? It's
Mm-hmm.
just that I wanted to do things my way, and I thought I knew this and that, and but it wasn't until I went to therapy because something wasn't working in my life. You know what I'm saying? That I got all of my values back, and the main one is I'm in love with myself. I don't want anything in my life that's gonna harm me. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
If I'm gonna have the right black man in my life, he got to step to me right. Because trust me, today I know how to step to him right.
yep. That's the thing, cause like I said, some people are afraid to be by themselves. If you're afraid to be by yourself, that means guess what? You don't need to be with nobody else.
Right. And
So
see,
if you,
that's one of the things I learned, to be with me and be happy. Find out what I want. Who am I? Most
yep,
people don't even know who they are. They don't know what their dreams are, nothing. Today, I know who Geo is. I know whose I am, and that's who I surrendered to, and that's Jesus Christ. That's who I am. I'm going to testify every chance I get. Okay? But
yep,
it's just that, I'm happy, with who I am today. And if you're not happy with yourself and somebody else got to make you happy, then you're not going to ever be happy because you're not going to never be good enough.
there you go.
But I always find that that's the biggest problem is that people keep jumping from this person to that person, and they never take a minute to be present and stand still and say, "Hey, if that one didn't work out," they don't get to get into their mind space and say, "Why didn't that work out? And what did I do? And what did they do? And how did I not make that mistake again?" You know
Or,
what
Yep,
I'm saying? People
yeah,
don't pause and reflect. They just say, "Oh, that didn't work out. Now let me find somebody else."
but you
And
know
they
what?
keep repeating the cycles.
What my therapist taught me, and I tell Marlene all the time, when something ain't right up in my life, you know what I ask myself, be true, what part did I play in it?
there you go.
What
That
role did you play in it?
yeah, and
Hmm.
that's the problem that us as humans have. We always want to blame somebody else for this. We want to
Thank
blame
you.
somebody else for failures. We want to blame somebody else for our relationship breakup. We want to blame somebody for why. Want to blame the boss cause why we got fired. Wait a minute, hold on. Take a step back. Take a step back. Step out of your body and ask yourself, what did you do to get fired?
Thank you.
See, we
And
got to
see,
take it. That's all that needs to be said. What
right,
did we do? What did I do?
right.
But how many people are going to be honest with this themselves and say, "I'm the problem"?
Mm.
None.
So
I said,
yeah, look at yourself in the mirror and say, "Hey, I remember when my therapist told me that." Boy,
mm-hmm.
you might as well have just shot me in the head, Dad.
And,
I just
and
picked up my purse and walked out. I was like, and I started talking to myself, cussed her out and everything because I wasn't in the space where I was ready to hear that. But when I got home and I sat down and I said, "You know what? She's right." See, when
mm-hmm.
someone tells you the truth, I think that's the first time in my life somebody just gave it to me raw and said, "You do this, you do this, you do this, you do this." And I was like, "You gonna tell me all that in one session? You could at least broke it up."
Nah. See the thing. What I be saying on my channel, like I said, when I was get ready to sign off, I said, love yourself. I said, when you wake up in the morning, look at yourself in the mirror, do a self reflection, do a self reflection, and tell yourself, I'm going to be better today than I was yesterday.
Amen.
Go, you tell yourself that. Guess what? The pressure's off of you, and you feel better about yourself because you start to learn yourself. If you're not learning yourself, what you learning anyway?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Because I don't.
I had to learn that for myself too, is that I had to say what I'm doing wrong, but also I have to keep I have to stop choosing the wrong people.
Right.
And then the whole point of that is when I say this, that I don't really deal with black men in general. It's like, oh, and how come and why not? That's my personal preference. Just like everybody else, they have a preference to choose what they want. But it's like when you say that as a black, oh, you can't do that, and why does it have to be that you think you're better, or you're not loyal, and you're all these type of terms, where if you are putting yourself out there, you you know you're looking for meeting this, and you keep getting the same thing, and then you start attracting what you really want. For me, it does not matter what color the package is.
Yeah, and it's like I understand where you coming from, Marlene. I understand the whole package of everything. Because I'm like the man. If it don't matter what skin tone the man is, right? Don't matter what skin tone the man is. If sometimes as human, as a male, as females, as a human race, we set a standard. We set a standard of what we're looking for. And sometimes when we set that standard, that's a whole lot of people that ain't gonna meet that standard. And sometimes when we get with that person that meet our standard, what we're looking for, they could be, I'm going ahead and say it, they could be assholes, just like everybody else. But that's not to say that you got to have your standard. You got to have what you want in a person. And don't just say, oh, this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend. Okay. But guess what? He or she could be your girlfriend or boyfriend, no matter what age, what skin color he is or she is. But we as a human, the bottom line, we got self-reflect. What are we not gonna take? What are we looking for? We got to take self evaluation. What are we looking for in a spouse? Forget. Let those skin colors out the window. Let's throw it out the window. Let's throw that out the window. What are we looking for? What character are we looking for? What qualities are we looking for? What mindset are we looking for? You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying, Marlene? See, skin color don't have that to do with, because it don't matter who we go with, who we be with.
Yep.
I don't care.
For me, it's all about respect.
That's why that's why I
I'm hearing
boil it
some
down.
feedback.
Probably me, but that what I was saying. It's all about respect.
Yeah.
But you got to respect. This thing is, you got to love yourself. You got to respect yourself. It's the
Mhm.
bottom line. If you don't love yourself and respect yourself, how we gonna expect somebody else to love you and respect you?
See,
That was some men and women felt. That was
see,
some
but
men and
the
women.
biggest problem, though, the truth is that I'm hearing feedback again. Okay, thank you for muting. I feel like the biggest problem.
Wait a minute.
Gio, can
Maybe.
you mute yours?
Yeah. Let me go back to over here.
I feel like the biggest problem most of the time in relationships is that people just go from their childhood, whatever traumas, and then they go straight to a relationship. People don't go in the background and try to fix themselves. And it's nobody's fault, really. Nobody's given a blueprint of what you should do and what are red flags. Some people don't even have a good, set of people in their life, like a mother, a father, a grandmother. They don't even see good examples of love. So they don't even really know what should love look like. So when it starts with you and you have to define for yourself, okay, this is what I want for myself. And I know it's hard to go through all of that, but you got to fix and heal the things that is going on from your past so that you can stand in your present happy with who you choose, because you don't want to keep jumping and hopping from people, getting your heart broken and not getting what you want. And I find that for me, when I finally spoke up and said, hey, this is what I actually want, you got to have some standards. And once you get standards, it's like people get offended and you're called all these names, but there's nothing wrong with having standards.
See, it's nothing wrong with how to having standards, but what most people get messed up at when they say, when not saying you, but some women, some men say, "Oh, this is my standard right here," but I'm not going to mess with this skin tone. You feel what I'm saying? Is they just cut off, they just put a whole group of men and women in one category and expect that the other people in the other skin tone going to be in much better. You see what I'm saying? Standard, you got to have your standard. And some of the people that get in a relationship that go through what they go through and go went through what they went through when they was little kids, whatever, they, like you said, they haven't went through therapy. They hadn't talked to nobody about their issues, what been going on with them, and that's why I say mental health in this country is not talked about enough. A whole lot of us got some more mental than others, but some of us have not talked about our issues from the past,
Yeah,
and that.
and that's the problem.
Yeah, I just want to say that when I went to therapy, child, I'm gonna tell y'all how I got there. I broke at work because I had not cried about my mom the way I should have. I just carried that pain. Okay. And once I broke at work and they told me I couldn't go back to work and make no money, because I like the coins. I always had good jobs, pay real high, And they said I needed a therapist. That's how I got to therapy. Okay. But what I found out in therapy, the truth and Marlene, was that I was leading with that 17-year-old that got hurt. That 17-year-old was living with a mom and dad. The dad was out there, had a wife, a girlfriend and children over here, and two or three girlfriends over here. My mom was crying. That's what I learned. And no matter how bad I wanted to choose differently because that was my environment, I was just choosing people like that. I did not know that I needed to go back and fix that and tell that inner child that I'm going to take care of you. I'm the adult and I'm going to be there for you. Most people don't know what I know. Most people have not went and looked at anything, So,
Well, I can say that too, Jill. I understand.
right,
I
but
went through therapy too 7 years, so I
right,
understand. I know what you're talking about.
right. With this platform, that's what I use my platform for, and that's what Marlene uses hers for. Marlene motivate for.
Yeah, yeah, and it was. Yeah, I don't mean to cut you off, but the thing I see this is it's what people fail to realize. Talking about it, I don't care with a therapist, or on here. You talking about it. You're not holding it in. You see what I'm saying?
Right, right.
We get in trouble when we hold shit in. Excuse my friend. We get in trouble when we hold stuff in, and then all of a sudden it comes out. You'll know how it's gonna come out. It comes out. Now you're in trouble.
Well, I'm from the thinking that I think a lot of times. Can you mute?
Oh yeah, I got it. Hold on.
I'm from the thinking that I'm from the thinking that I believe that a lot of people are just children. I remember like the first trauma that happened to me in my life. I was 9 years old. And I remember by the time I got to be, I guess, 22 years old, my first serious relationship, and that person was ready to walk away from me because it's like you're acting like you're 7 years old. And to me honestly, I was acting 9 because that's where I stayed. And it wasn't until I decided to make changes and grow up from that that you start getting what you really need. And I think that that person, that they helped me to grow up and to mature, because most people won't say that you need to work on your issues, but I did. I needed to work on my issues. I needed to learn to be honest and not cover up that I have some skeletons in my closet, that I've been through some things. And until you talk about those things and have those type of conversations, you're always going to be angry and bitter at the whole world, not just the person that you're in a relationship. It affects every part of your life, your work environment, everything. You're going to be mad at everybody but the whatever person that did something to you.
Yeah, I understand that. That's why I'm glad that what happened in my life and how I made it to therapy, Marlene, how we made it, Marlene. You see what I'm saying? Most people don't even get to know, who they are and what happened in their life, and they get to heal from it. They don't even know that they need to just look back to see what had happened, forgive it, and move on. You know? And I just, from this conversation, y'all don't know how grateful I am. You know, just to have had the opportunity to get to know who Geo really was, to go back to that kid before all the hurt, and pull up some of them dreams that I had and done them and successful, but without me doing what I had done, looking at myself and doing what that lady told me to do. What part did you play in it? Sometimes you don't play a part and people just hurt you. Then you have to have boundaries to know what to do, when to leave. You have to get up and go sometimes. You have to leave people behind. All of that was hurtful for me, but I did it because I wanted a better life. And I didn't want to have to keep choosing men like my father. Okay?
See, and if you didn't ever realize that you would be in a cycle of the same type of miserable relationship.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm grateful. I'm cautious, because I don't want it was hard. The truth, getting through all of that. Do you know how courageous you have to be to walk back through your past and hoping that God got you to bring you out of that mess? That's some hard stuff.
I know, Jill, because you feel like, once you open that Pandora's box when you're going through therapy, you literally feel like someone just threw you out of a plane without a parachute.
Thank you.
And people you feel like you're falling, and you be like, who is going to catch me? But you got to know that God got you in the parachute.
And then you have this guy that you think have your back, telling you think you something, and since you've been to therapy, this and that, I'd rather have my peace and happiness.
See, the whole thing is that once you go to therapy, just like me, therapy elevated my thinking that I don't have to settle.
Thank you.
I don't settle anymore. I'm a woman that knows what I want. I know where I'm going, and I'm not afraid to go and get it. Whereas before I hesitated, I kind of settled. Oh, that's all I see. Or I think, oh, nobody in my family has ever done that. And how am I going to even do it? I don't think that will work for me. We got to learn to stop doubting ourselves and upgrade and elevate our thinking to know that we deserve better.
Thank you. And today, you know what? I know my worth.
Yep. We all got to know our worth. And ladies, my queens, my black beautiful queens, y'all are very intelligent. Y'all very mindful. And y'all know what y'all want. Y'all know what y'all gonna get. Cause guess what? Cause what you know what you want, you're gonna get what you gonna get, especially when you know what you want, and keep on that path. Keep growing, keep learning.
Yeah.
And I got to bid y'all a goodbye because I got a show I got to do at 11 o'clock.
All right, be true. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
and
D
I
Truth. I appreciate it. You're welcome anytime.
and I did share your video out live on my channel.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Y'all take care of yourself, and most importantly, love yourself. Cause
Amen.
nobody else gonna love you like you love yourself.
Right.
Real
So
talk.
true.
Thank you, D Truth.
You're welcome.
Ugh. Yeah.
So
This has been great, Marlene.
yeah, and I kind of hesitated to do this stream. It's not easy to allow yourself to be vulnerable and talk about how you really feel and get to the bottom of things and say things, but I did not get to the last four things that I want to say. Why on my list of things why I don't deal with some black men, and another one is the failure to take care of their kids, controlling, hot temper, anger issues, not goal oriented, and lack of funds, poor money management. And I realized that some of the times, most of these things and these 10 things I talked about was because of their background, traumas that they've been through. You know, everybody has a story, everybody has a journey in their life. But my thing is, it's not going to be my responsibility to make you and turn you into what I need, and vice
Right.
versa. I don't expect for him to, if I'm not his cup of tea, then by all means go on to somebody else. But I'm not going to spend my time trying to raise a grown man. I'm not going to keep saying, why don't you communicate with me 5, 6, 10 times? After a while, I'm just going to stop communicating, and I'm going to find somebody that will communicate with me.
Yeah.
Real talk.
I'm rocking with you, sister.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Gio, the
You're
chat,
welcome.
everybody. This has been amazing. Any final thoughts, Gio?
You just got to love yourself and go for what it is that you want and have boundaries. You know, I mean, and I agree with D Truth. Don't look at it as color. Men, all men, whoever you wind up with, just make sure they love you and you love them, and y'all have love and respect for one another. That's it. That's it. That's all I have, Marlene.
Well, thank you so much, Gio. I appreciate you. You always got my back, sister.
I always.
Yes. And actually, operator would be my pleasure. Just let me know. So thanks everybody for joining me. I don't know who is live right now. I think D Truth said he was going to be live. I'm going to see if anybody who wants to go over. Uh, I'm going to see. Is that his?
Well, he
No,
got an
that's
upcoming open club, open mic. I will put it in the chat, and he's just waiting for him. So I
oh this.
have the link. I'll put
Oh,
it in.
you have it? Okay, awesome. So Gio's gonna. So every y'all go over and support D Truth TV. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank y'all for rocking with me. And if y'all have not subscribed to this channel already, the Marlene Saunders Show, I welcome you to subscribe to this channel. We're gonna have more of these panels, open panels.
Okay, what? Marlene, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to have more of these panels, conversations, topics, because you know how, like, the first time that you go in and try something new, you're kind of hesitant. But I think I'm going to do more conversations about various different things that I have on my head. So y'all will always be welcome to come on the panel And I thank Gio, D Truth, for hopping on, and also everybody who participated by commenting in the chat. I appreciate all of y'all. And we're going to go over to D Truth. Thank y'all so much. Gio?
I'm done.
No,
Thank you.
I know you're done already, but I was just gonna say, and y'all don't forget to go over to Gio Monroe's show as well.
Yeah. Or either my other channel, Boss Life Online.
Awesome. Appreciate y'all. Have a great rest of your evening. We're going over to D Truth. Have a good night.
Mm-mm.
Be encouraged, be inspired.